Hi, this is Andy with Racer Tech. I'm here to talk a little bit more about Jesi Stracham's Polaris Ace that we built for her. Starting out, we had to build some specific things for Jesi with her condition that she's got, being paralyzed. We actually designed a custom hand control system just for her. Martin Fletcher from ATV World was a big help. He actually, the week that I agreed to take this project on, when John Pellin approached me about it, emailed me a picture of a hand control that he was working on and said, "I thought you might be interested in this. I don't really know why, but I know that you like new things." I thought that was just kind of a godsend thing right there, really, because how could he have known on the other side of the world that I was thinking about doing a hand control? But him and I were able to get together. He helped me get some brake parts that are from France over there that are high-end motorcycle racing parts. We wanted the best of the best for Jesi. I think we actually have like $1,200 just into the brakes on this car. He was a huge part in just getting those things over here. We didn't want to cut any corners on the steering wheel because that's really the control in the entire vehicle. Motion Pro also stepped up and gave us their toggle switch push start button, which is a huge help because we're able to take the key from the dash and put it right on the grip so Jesi can turn the car on and off anytime she wants. And we actually ran a twist throttle from Motion Pro, who also helped us with sponsorship and came on board to really help us a lot getting a custom cable made to get the twist throttle working with the throttle body in the Polaris Ace. We also had to set up some steering quickeners for her, so we actually have a quarter turn from center to lock either way, which is something that a lot of people aren't even used to, but she's already been able to master driving this thing with it. And basically what it is 2 steering quickeners. Normally we run 1, and we're actually running 2 2-to-1 steering quickeners. That actually gives it a 4-to-1 steering ratio, which is something that works extremely well. We had some help from the Polaris engineers getting the steering box set up right for it, and it's actually working out extremely well so far. One of the best things about the Polaris Ace is it's really nimble and it goes through the woods amazingly fast. They can outrun some of our bigger cars in the woods without even trying. But some of the issues that they have just being more of a recreational vehicle is when you get into the race world, you got to do a little bit more with the suspension on the car. So we came up with some new replacement uprights that we're considering bringing to the public possibly later this year. But basically what we do is replace the entire aluminum casting to come up with something stronger and actually modify the geometry a little bit for better steering. I also came up with replacement A-arms that have higher clearance and some replacement HD tie rod kits that we run on a lot of the Razors as well, and something that we were able to adapt to fit to the Polaris Ace also. So basically the front end's about as solid as it gets. We also welded in a little bit of gusseting as well just to make sure that it's extra strong, just in case if she does clip a tree or something on the rocks or something like that as she's going through the woods at a high rate of speed. We also built a custom front bumper for her. Racer Tech's known for rigid mount, race-ready bumpers. Something that we definitely wanted to put on this car just in case she gets tangled up with anything. And it seemed to work pretty good. It looks good at the same time. We also built some custom Nerf bars for it that will also help her guide through the trees and make sure the rear wheels are getting through everything that the front wheels are. And in the process of building this car, we had to do a few special things to get her in and out of the car quickly and easily, which we were able to do opening doors. She's actually able to get in and out of the car amazingly well. I'm very impressed by it. We got beard seats on board. They made a custom seat for her just to fit her and to basically help her stay in the vehicle a little bit better. Beard Harnesses supplied us with some great 3x3 harnesses with some sternum straps and pads that also helps keep her locked in tight. In addition to that, we relocated the radiator to the rear so it gets better cooling. We don't have to worry so much about getting mud and everything in the front, which would come across in a lot of these races. Additionally, we worked on a custom intake system at Racer Tech along with K&N, and K&N provided us with a great filter and an outerwear to go on it to actually get a little bit more breathing for this machine. We also got supplied with a Trinity Stage 5 pipe, something brand new that they just came out with that actually is getting these machines to breathe quite a bit better. Along with the Power Commander from DynoJet, we're able to get a little bit of extra horsepower with this, and we're actually finding quite a bit more horsepower is easily available in these machines. OMF wheels came on board and they actually helped us make some custom 12-inch wheels for this vehicle that we were able to get the exact offset that we needed to get the maximum width to be legal in this racing series to get her the most stability. GBC Motorsports also came on board and supplied us with tires for this vehicle, and so far with all the testing we've done, it's worked extremely well. In addition to the traction, we've been playing around with some different spring rates over at Racer Tech. We're known for our dual rate spring replacement kits that we sell for all the different OEM side-by-sides. And we're playing around with some different setups on this thing right now, and we got the car to sit a little bit lower to the ground, and it really handles amazingly well. In the process of building a race car, you want to be able to get at the motor quite easily, so we actually came up with a custom bed delete system as well, which helps us get at the motor easily, gives us a place to mount our numbers for the number plates, and also helps us to get at anything that we need to do for quick access to vehicle maintenance or just something on the fly if we're getting ready to race and realize that something's wrong. One of the things that Jesi found when we were doing testing was actually, she's so short, and taller guys like myself typically don't think about these things, but she actually had a hard time sitting over the dash because we had made a custom seat mount for the Beard seat that actually drops it about 2 inches lower. Basically, it sits it right on top of the gas tank and actually has adjustable tilt to get her the perfect fit for the vehicle. Once we got her down that low, she can actually see over the dash very well. And in GNCC racing, you really want to be able to get at the hood to see over your hood and as much as you possibly can as you're coming through the trees and rocks and everything else you're going to encounter during a race. So we actually, just before we left for this weekend, did a custom dash for her and got the thing down a little bit lower so she can actually see a little bit better, which is something that maybe we'll offer to the public later too. We came up with a custom aluminum hood that replaces the factory rack and tilt hood that's on it, which allowed us to cut the bottom of the hood out to get more access to the suspension if we need to do quick adjustments on that, or just different tuning things that we're going to be working on in the future. So it's something else that fastens on with quarter turn fasteners. It's just a pretty cool little option to have. SSI Graphics came on board and did an amazing job doing a wrap for us, and not a whole lot of time that we were able to give them. They fit everybody on there right. We painted a picture. We basically wanted to show Jesi breaking through and overcoming something that most people would not know how to handle. So they really hit it out of the park here. Definitely want to thank GT Thunder. I don't actually know the company. It was a little before my time, but I know that they had a huge part of Jesi's life and helping her get into racing, and her sister Jody as well. Their memory definitely lives on in this car, and that's something that Jesi was very adamant about including in this build, which I would definitely agree with. Pack Racing Springs has been a huge factor in this build. They basically have worked with us now for the last year, developing new spring kits, sway bar kits for the UTVs, and they came on board as soon as they heard about this project and said they wanted to do whatever they could to help.
Hi, I'm Jason Huge from Pack Racing Springs, working with Racer Tech on the Polaris Ace, and working with them on developing a spring kit that makes the performance for use in racing and aftermarket. Racer Tech came to us looking for a package of springs that we can develop and work together on that can allow that Ace to go a lot faster.
I also want to thank Loud Performance Products, who carries tire blocks for the GNCC series. They helped us out today to get the tire blocks installed on the last minute before this race. And these tire blocks are something that basically everybody I know is running out here right now, and it's something that if you're a racer, you really got to consider. These things basically help you to run on a flat tire. If you cut it, puncture it, rip it off, whatever, you can pretty much get through a race with the tire blocks and know that you're going to be able to finish and not have a tire issue. Pure Polaris actually stepped in and helped a lot with this project too. We appreciate the help from them. They gave us a Pure Polaris skid plate to run on this. It's a little bit thicker actually, and it's really going to help for her sliding over the rocks out here this weekend in Masontown. Another big thank you I got to say is William Yoakley of Yoakley Racing. He really hit it out of the park. He came to Badlands with us last weekend and did testing. William and I have been working a lot this winter on a lot of different things together. He's getting into shock valving for the public now, which is a game changer as far as I'm concerned, with a guy like that with the experience that he has. And it's an honor to be able to work with a guy with that kind of experience as well as we continue to set up Jesi's car. He helped us out with a few parts we needed in a pinch. He definitely helped us out with the different ideas that we needed to get this car built and ready for GNCC. Also want to thank the Neuro Scaffold Foundation. That's actually a foundation that Jesi and Jordan were able to be involved in starting. That's something that they're very passionate about because when they got paralyzed, they didn't really have anybody that could help them, and all the financial burdens that come along with the medical expenses and basically just the lifestyle change that's involved with having an accident or injury like that. So they started the Neuro Scaffold Foundation. That's something that was able to pitch in a little bit for this project, and something that was actually able to raise awareness for the people who have had disabilities and who have come across injuries. And Vivo Therapeutics was actually the company who invented the Neuro Scaffold, and they've also been able to be a pivotal part of Jesi's life, and she definitely wanted to make sure this was included on the car as well. With somebody like Jesi, she's got to be able to get out of the car fast if something goes wrong, and one of the things that's a major concern to us at Racer Tech is safety. We did not feel comfortable with just a simple fire extinguisher like a lot of the cars run, so we want to take it a little bit of a step further and actually build in a fire suppression system that we were able to potentially rig up in a way that would protect her from a fire in case of something were to happen. What were some of the challenges on this car? Well, one, we had to get it done in about 4 weeks. I think that's always the biggest challenge. Anytime you're building a race car, it always seems like there's a deadline, and it's always much shorter time than what you really need to get it done. But I got to thank the guys at Racer Tech, Ben Blau especially. He's the shop manager there. The guy's a genius, and he'll stay till the job's done no matter what. And I really appreciate the help he gives me. And all the guys at the shop really have all pitched in on this project and been a big part of it. Racer Tech could not do what we do in this industry without the people that we have working there.